Tonight on A News at 6.
4 Canadian soldiers and a Canadian journalist have been killed in a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. Tonight, what happened and why some former military members suggest it's now time to pull our troops out.
Yeah, I think it'd be good as soon as they could get them out.
A family pleads for their son to return.
My biggest fears have just become reality. I don't know where he is, so it worries me.
How a 16-year-old boy ended up leaving home to meet a 42-year-old woman.
The Barrie Downtown Countdown has been the biggest New Year's Eve party for more than a decade. Coming up, we'll look back to where and when it started and what it is today.
Lots of entertainment. There's always something to do.
This is A News at 6.
Tonight, the Taliban is claiming responsibility for the blast that killed 4 Canadian soldiers and a reporter near Kandahar. And we can now tell you the names of those soldiers. They are Private Garrett William Chidley, age 21, from Cambridge, Ontario. Corporal Zachary McCormick, also 21, from Edmonton. Sergeant Kirk Taylor, age 28, from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. And Sergeant George Meoch, age 28, from Edmonton. Their deaths bring Canada's military death toll in Afghanistan to 138. Also, reporter Michelle Lang. She was on assignment for the CanWest News Service. The award-winning 34-year-old journalist was engaged to be married this summer. Rob Cooper has more now on Canada's deadliest day in Afghanistan in more than 2 years.
Roadside bombs like the one seen here have been behind the majority of deaths involving Canadian soldiers in Afghanistan. This latest attack is the deadliest single attack on Canadian troops in 2.5 years.
As a result of an improvised explosive device attack on their armored vehicle during a community patrol in Kandahar City.
The military has identified the soldiers as 21-year-old Private Garrett William Chidley of Cambridge, 21-year-old Corporal Zachary McCormick of Edmonton, Sergeant Kirk Taylor of Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, and 28-year-old Sergeant George Meoch of Edmonton.
The soldiers were conducting a community security patrol in order to gather information on the pattern of life and maintain security in the area.
34-year-old reporter Michelle Lang with the Calgary Herald was also killed.
Michelle was embedded on this patrol, sharing the risks of our soldiers.
Lang, who arrived in Kandahar base just over 2 weeks ago, is the first Canadian journalist to be killed in Afghanistan. Here at home, colleagues are devastated.
Michelle was the best of us. She was the person that you could always look to be an example and to take things and make them special, because she was a special person.
The Taliban has claimed responsibility for the blast. The deaths are being felt across the country as Canadians get set to ring in the new year.
It hits home a little bit more at this time of year.
Gord Leach is a World War II veteran who thinks it's time to bring home our troops from Afghanistan.
Yeah, I think it'd be good as soon as they could get them out. I think it'd be a good thing.
Ken Crow lowers his Canadian flag every time a soldier is killed in the line of duty.
It's a sign of respect for the soldiers, and it's a sign of self-respect. Any good Canadian should do it.
Crow says he supports the troops, but insists he does not support the war and also believes it's time to bring our soldiers home. So you think it's time to pull out?
I certainly do.
You don't want to wait until 2011?
No.
Now, Prime Minister Stephen Harper says the soldiers, who are all reservists, represent the best that Canada has to offer and says we owe them a debt we can never repay. The Prime Minister also commented on the death of journalist Michelle Lang. The Prime Minister says she courageously risked her life reporting from one of the most dangerous countries in the world. Reporting live in Barrie, Rob Cooper, A News.
And the body of Lieutenant Andrew Nuttall is about to be flown home to British Columbia. The 30-year-old soldier was killed by a roadside bomb in the Panjwai district of Afghanistan 2 days before Christmas. Lieutenant Nuttall's coffin is being flown to his family's hometown of Victoria, where he will be buried. It has been an agonizing 36 hours for the family of a Barrie teen. 16-year-old Andrew Kane left home in the wee hours of the morning to meet up with a 42-year-old Texas woman that he met over the internet. Bridget Brown spoke with the boy's family about how they became worried about their teen's online relationship.
With each passing hour, we get more worried and more concerned.
You can see the anguish on Marlene Kane's face. When we spoke to her this morning, she hadn't seen her 16-year-old son Andrew since he left home around 2 a.m. Wednesday.
My biggest fears have just become reality.
Andrew loves the online video game World of Warcraft. His parents believe he ran off with a 42-year-old woman from Texas. They say he met online playing the game. They believe the relationship started about a year and a half ago.
We had some chat log information that concerned us, so we addressed Andrew about that, had some conversations about internet safety.
Barrie police believe the woman, Lori Price, flew to Toronto from Texas on Monday and then rented a gold Corolla. Someone matching her description was spotted at this Barrie gas bar the next day. Andrew then left home that night to meet up with her. Late this afternoon, officers found the pair at a store in Orillia. Police brought Andrew as well as Price back to Barrie Police headquarters. The question now is what happened a crime.
It's not a case of an abduction, and there's not even a criminal offense to speak of at this time. Certainly from a moral perspective, it is odd, and I would suggest to you that if this was a 16-year-old female and a 42-year-old man from Texas, you know, we may even have vigilante groups out there looking for these people.
Andrew's parents are just relieved their son is safe.
It means everything to at least know now that he's safe and that we have the opportunity now to address the issues.
But before that can happen, police have to figure out if a crime has happened. Both Andrew and Lori Price are at police headquarters in Barrie right now talking to officers. Police say it was a community tip that led them to the Future Shop in Orillia. That's where the pair was found. Andrew's parents and sister are also at the police station right now. When police are through with their investigation, Andrew will be allowed to go home with his family. Reporting live for A News, I'm Bridget Brown.
This is A News at 6.
Well, we'll be ringing in the new year here in something less than 6 hours, but it's already 2010 in many parts of the world. A spectacular sight in Sydney's legendary harbour as fireworks exploded on the famous bridge, watched by a crowd of about 1 million Australians. And Hong Kong's forest of skyscrapers became pillars of fire, reflecting off the waters of Victoria Harbour. Hundreds of thousands looking on there. And we're going to have a look at one of our biggest local celebrations, too, at Barrie City Hall. It's getting set to start now. Once again, the streets have been closed off. That's the stage right there. It is set for the big party leading up to midnight's fireworks celebration. And Casey Colby's there live now to tell us what we can look forward to tonight. Casey?
That's right. Can you hear the bells, Lance? Beautiful bells. There they are right there. And you know what we have to look forward to? Thornley will be helping us ring in the new year. They start the band. They come on stage at 10:30 this evening. Before then, we have Fishhead on at 8:15, Foxjaws at 9:15. Starting at 7 behind me, Judy and David will be taking the stage for all the kids. 7:45, kids fireworks. More on what's going on down here. But first, let's take a look back over the last 12 years on how the best free outdoor New Year's celebration anywhere got started. Production manager Jeffrey Blaine says setting the stage for 4 bands in one of the largest free outdoor New Year's shows in Canada is no easy task.
About 14 hours to set up a stage like this.
We are very close indeed to the countdown to the year 1998. The crowd's headed this way.
But the Barrie Downtown Countdown had a modest beginning. Back in 1997, the Barrie original New Year's celebration was in Bob's Garden, with a few hundred people ringing in the new year with a very young-looking Lance Chilton. The crowds grew into the thousands when the celebration moved downtown, and the musical acts grew bigger too. Top headlining acts over the years have included Glass Tiger, Jeff Healey, The Trues, Platinum Blonde, and Honeymoon Suite. And this year, Juno nominee Thornley are the headline act.
There's always lots of entertainment. There's always something to do.
Celebrating New Year's at the Barrie Downtown Countdown has become a tradition for Patty Green and her family.
Ever since I met my husband, we've come down every single year for New Year's.
With midway rides and kids' entertainment, the young ones have always had a good time.
It's going to be exciting. We're going into a new year, and it's the future we're going into.
One thing the Barrie Downtown Countdown never sees is people sitting around bored. Because if the music and entertainment doesn't get you up and dancing, the weather will. There's been snowy celebrations and some very wet ones, too. Dan Thomas has seen them all.
No, we've had some pretty cold years. This one's going to be the good one, though.
And just like in years past, the larger the crowd, the more fun it is, says Daniel Raymond.
It's always a good time. There's always a lot of people. Fireworks are always good.
That's right. The more people, the better. And joining me right now from the city of Barrie, Fred Andrews. Fred, it's always a lot of fun down here. The crowds, any idea how many crowds we're looking at, or what kind of population we're looking at down here?
I hope we can get 12 to 15,000 throughout the course of the evening. That's not unusual.
And there's so much to do. Tell me, right from you, the event organizer, what are the two best things to do? What are the two best reasons to come down here? I mean, narrow it down to two.
Down to two. You can come down here, see all live entertainment, skate in the city, circle at the center, have a free wagon ride, pony rides, 5 midway rides, get your face painted free, see entertainment all night, and that is all free. I think the second best reason is what a great, lovely night and a way to spend it with your family on New Year's Eve at a great family event presented by the City of Barrie.
It really is alcohol-free zone. Of course, it's all blocked off, all kinds of roadblocks. Park a distance away and walk over. Better so just walk. Fred, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you.
You too.
Thank you very much, and flurries are coming down. Fred's right. Jackie Crandall's will have the complete forecast, New Year's Eve forecast, coming up in just a few minutes' time. Let's go back to the news center.
Thanks, Casey. Cottage Country is hoping to have something to celebrate as we ring in the new year. Summer was a washout, so Muskoka resorts are hoping the holiday season will help make up for that at least a bit. As Trina Moss reports now, New Year's Eve is getting off to a busy start.
It's one of our biggest days of the year, so some years it's our best day of the year, and this year will be one of our top 3 days of the year.
Dean McNeil is the beverage manager at Huntsville's Deerhurst Resort. He and his staff are getting ready to serve 1,000 dinner guests tonight. The 3 ballrooms at the hotel are sold out.
We'll be up about 20% in terms of party bookings and probably about 15% in total covers tonight.
It's a relief for McNeil after economic uncertainty kept many people at home on New Year's Eve last year. But he's predicting 2010 will be a good year for the hospitality industry.
We're definitely in a good spot to be up for 2010. We're seeing a good improvement there in all of our different business that we depend on to fill the resort.
In fact, most of the resorts in the Muskoka area are sold out for tonight's celebrations, and so are restaurants. The event planner for the regatta in Gravenhurst says weather is helping out.
This year we've been really fortunate with the weather, so people can still get around and come out and do their thing. So it's been good that way.
Another popular New Year's Eve pastime in Muskoka is snowmobiling. While the weather is good news for restaurants, it's wreaking havoc on the trails.
With the mild weather in the bush, there's a lot of running water. The creeks are running and the swamp areas haven't frozen over completely, so that's hindering some of the grooming process.
Most of the snow trails remain closed throughout central Ontario because of open water and melting snow. A few trails are open, but sledders are being warned to be cautious.
No matter how you plan to ring in the new year, the OPP in the Muskoka area are reminding drivers not to drink and drive. And the same goes for sledders. In Gravenhurst, Trina Moss, A News.
It will be a comfortable night to welcome 2010 outdoors if that's your plan. Jackie Crandall is live now at Barrie City Hall with a look at your New Year's Eve weather conditions. Jackie?
A great way to ring in the new year if you're going to be outside, that is for sure. The conditions absolutely perfect. A little bit of snow and not too cold at all. Let's have a look at our atmospheric composite. It's going to show us what's heading our way in the next 12 hours or so, and we're just going to be dealing with flurries overnight, throughout the evening, and into the early part of tomorrow. As you ring in the new year at about midnight, we're going to sit around the -3 mark. That's going to be our low for this evening, and as I mentioned, scattered flurries. They will continue into tomorrow, our high reaching 0, -7 as our low. Conditions are going to change as we head into the later part of tomorrow. We are under a snow squall watch, so keep that in mind if you're going to be on the road New Year's Day. I'll have all of the forecast details for the rest of the week, including your trip back to school and work on Monday. That's coming up in just a few moments' time.
Thanks, Jackie. Barrie Transit is offering free rides for at least part of the festivities tonight. Special bus service will operate every 30 minutes from 6 p.m. all the way till 3 a.m. and it will be free from 6 until 9 this evening in Barrie. Then regular fares will be in effect right around the clock until 3 a.m. York Region Transit and Viva also offering free bus service all night from 7 until 3 in the morning. The complimentary service is available on all YRT, Viva, and Brampton Transit routes operating within York Region. And in Orillia, the Sunshine City offering free bus service also from 7:15 to 2:15 in the morning along all of its regular routes.
Consumed any alcohol tonight?
No.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
And a reminder, police festive ride programs out in force tonight, making sure revelers are not drinking and driving.
Yeah, this is probably one of our busiest nights. We really focus on the drinking and driving offenses tonight, and we are going to be out doing ride spot checks starting early this evening and right through to, early in the morning again.
And since this year's festive ride program started 4 weeks ago, OPP have checked more than 1 million vehicles, charged 270 people with impaired driving or blowing over 80, and handed out more than 600 three-day suspensions. Voting has just wrapped up for the workers at drive test offices, and road tests can start again soon. Sharon Pocious has more on that now and other news from around the region.
The new contract was just ratified and people could begin taking their driving tests as early as Monday. This was the scene this morning at the Drive Test Center in Barrie as it opened up. People were lined up to take their written tests. By late this afternoon, more than 70% of the workers had voted in favor of the agreement, which had been recommended by the union. The work stoppage in August has created a backlog of about 300,000 tests. It could take a full year to catch up. Meanwhile, drivers who break the law on the roads will be paying a lot more in fines beginning tomorrow. The province is cracking down on some of the most common driving offenses. Fines for driving without a seat belt and child seat violations will more than double to $240, up from $110. Red light violations will now cost $325, and tickets for failing to stop for an emergency vehicle are increasing the most, from $110 to $490. And as of tomorrow, about 500 Innisfil residents will become part of Barrie as the new boundary legislation kicks in. Ironically, Innisfil Mayor Brian Jackson will also become a Barrie resident with the boundary change. Barrie will now be responsible for police, fire, and emergency services, along with winter road maintenance and garbage pickup. The city is annexing nearly 6,000 acres along its southern border for industrial and residential growth. There is an outbreak of a gastrointestinal bug at Georgian Bay General Hospital in Midland. As a result, the hospital has closed 2 clinical care units, the 2 East Medical Unit and the 1 North Long-Term Care Unit. It is not allowing any new admissions, and visitors will not be permitted. So far, there have been 12 patients and 17 staff members with symptoms, which include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and fatigue. A fire broke out at this hair salon and spa in Vaughan early this morning. Firefighters believe it started in the front entrance. 2 nearby businesses sustained smoke damage. Police are treating it as suspicious and are investigating the exact cause. No one was hurt, and there's no damage estimate yet. There's a reminder to stay off lakes and waterways this weekend because the ice is still not safe. Here's a look at Lake Couchiching with some ice huts on it, but police are warning people they are taking a risk. Just yesterday afternoon, an ATV went into the water on Pigeon Lake in Bobcaygeon. The man was rescued by a local passerby and taken to hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. And the York Regional Police Holiday Heroes campaign is being hailed a success. It raised $88,000 in toys and gifts for the York Region Salvation Army and Children's Aid Society. Volunteers also collected thousands of tons of food for the local food banks. The donations helped more than 3,000 families. Lance?
Job well done, Sharon. Thank you. There are a lot of different ways to ring in the new year. Of course, our ski resorts spent the day getting ready for a busy night on the slopes. Most are open for night skiing, and many are planning fireworks too. At Snow Valley, the lifts and tube run will stay open until 11:30, and there will be a midnight torch run to welcome 2010.
We've got some complimentary hot chocolate and hot dogs here in the chalet, and at the stroke of midnight we'll have a beautiful torchlight parade down our front hill. It's a fun, safe family thing to do, you know. Outdoor activity, people are together, just, you know, it's a real fun thing to come out and enjoy just time with the family, I think.
And at Horseshoe Resort, the torch run and fireworks start just after 10:30, while at Blue Mountain, 2 sets of fireworks shows are planned, one at 9 for families and another one at midnight. In sports tonight, never mind ringing in 2010. The Barrie Colts have another number in mind. Here's Mark Rowe.
That is right, Lance. The Colts are going for their 23rd straight win tonight at home against Owen Sound. And despite their mediocre record, we'll tell you why their Highway 26 rivals pose a big threat to this record. Meanwhile, with Barrie marching towards history, the community is starting to catch Colts fever. That's all coming up later in sports.
We're taking a look at the biggest, the best, and the most important moments of the past decade. Coming up, a look at the top political moments from the past 10 years.
Also ahead, from the summer that wasn't to the winter that showed up late, we'll track the unpredictable weather that was the hallmark of 2009. And straight ahead, multi-million-dollar settlement. How much Air France is paying passengers of the plane that crashed at Pearson Airport? Next on A News.
It's all happening at Blue Mountain. Watch A News for an inside look at the Ski Cross Grand Prix.
Some people like comedies, others drama. I like the weather report.
Slight chance of rain.
So when I was driving my son Tim to hockey last week, I knew that there was only a 5% chance of flurries coming in from the west. Well, they were wrong. So I went to Canadian Tire and bought a pair of Armor All Edge silicone wiper blades. The silicone forms a water-repellent barrier that lasts as long as the wipers do. No streaks. Now the forecast is always clear. At least on my windshield.
Armor All Edge silicone wiper blades. Only at Canadian Tire.
I didn't think toothpaste can really do anything to my dentures. I figured that's what you use to clean your teeth. I never thought that cleaning with toothpaste could scratch my dentures.
Instead of toothpaste, use non-abrasive Polident. Cleaning with toothpaste can leave scratches where odor-causing bacteria can settle and multiply. Polident cleans and kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria without scratching your dentures. Switch to non-abrasive Polident.
With Polident, I feel confident that my dentures are clean and fresh. I can't live without Polident now.
You don't want any garbage here.
There was a pony in the air.
People are focused on what they're supposed to be doing, driving and not talking.
They're going to be high risk.
An A News special, The Year in Review 2009, Friday, January 1st.
Georgian College can take me to a promotion and a raise.
Part-time on my schedule through continuing education.
Georgian can take me to the home page.
To the front page.
To the front of the classroom.
To the operating room or the emergency room.
To a brand new career.
Continuing education can take me to a new job meeting fascinating people.
Where do you want to go?
Who do you want to be? Georgian College. Endless possibilities.
This program is brought to you by CTVOlympics.ca, Canada's most comprehensive Olympic site, featuring exclusive video and the latest news on Vancouver 2010.
Things are almost back to normal tonight at Pearson International Airport as passengers adjust to new security restrictions. And for U.S.-bound passengers, those restrictions include being allowed just one carry-on bag and going through 2 security screenings instead of 1. The U.S. ambassador to Canada says the procedures are being reviewed and a decision will be made soon on whether they will become permanent. They were put into place after a man allegedly tried to blow up a Detroit-bound airplane on Christmas Day. He boarded the plane in Amsterdam. More than 4 years after this scene, when an Air France jet burst into flames after it overran a runway at Pearson International, a judge has approved a settlement in a class action lawsuit. Amazingly, all 183 passengers and 33 crew survived the crash, but 33 people were injured. The settlement means the passengers will get $12 million, with awards individually ranging from $175,000 to $10,000. 6 people are dead tonight after a man went on a shooting rampage in Finland. The man entered a busy shopping mall in a Helsinki suburb and opened fire on the New Year's Eve crowds, killing 4 people in a supermarket. Police say the man also went to the apartment of his former girlfriend and killed her before going home and turning his handgun on himself. Police say the 43-year-old gunman was an Albanian immigrant from Kosovo who was distraught over his failed relationship with a former girlfriend. The tragedy prompted the cancellation of New Year's Eve concerts in the country's second largest city. Well, it's not yet known if Tiger Woods' marriage will survive the recent tabloid headlines plaguing golf's biggest star, but his sponsorship paychecks are drying up. U.S. phone company AT&T is joining the list of blue-chip companies that have dropped Tiger Woods. The company had its logo plastered on the side of Woods' golf bag for the past year, and Woods hosted the AT&T National Tournament. Earlier this month, the global consulting firm Accenture ended its 6-year relationship with Woods, while Gillette will limit his role in future promotions. Investors also paying the price for the athlete's alleged indiscretions. Shares in companies that sponsor Woods have fallen a total of $12 billion. Now here's a look at today's closing market numbers. As the first decade of the new millennium nears its end, we're looking back at the past 10 years, our local experts ranking the biggest moments. And tonight, Bridget Brown revisits the biggest political stories.
Biggest political events of the decade.
We had been peacekeepers. Now Canada was going to war, and Canada was going to war as a peacemaker. And this is a real change in policy, but it has also given us a new place in the world as a military power.
The mission in Afghanistan began as part of a global war on terror. After what John says was the single biggest political event of the decade, the terror attacks on the World Trade Center, September 11th, 2001.
September 11th changed our relationship with the police. It changed our relationship with the military. It changed our relationship with each other. It changed our level of political trust. We go very few days without thinking about how 9/11 has impacted our life, even today, 9 years later.
So where is the election of U.S. President Barack Obama on this list? Well, Michael Johns had that moment ranked as number 6. He says within this decade, Hurricane Katrina had a bigger influence, but Barack Obama's impact will only continue to grow. Reporting in Barrie for A News, I'm Bridget Brown.
The final weather forecast of 2009 is ahead. Find out how it all ends, weather-wise at least, next. You're watching A News.
Minus 55!
Another day in the Arctic.
Real deal! There is no easy money!
Are you ready for the big one?
License to Drill, a new series, begins Tuesday, only on Discovery Channel.
It's Boxing Week Madness at Fitness Depot. We have truckloads of brand name fitness equipment shipped in for 1 week only. Treadmills, elliptical cross trainers, exercise bikes, home gyms, and much, much more. Save up to hundreds of dollars on our special buys. But hurry in as quantities are limited. And when they're gone, they're gone. Talk to our expert staff about financing. And we can even arrange delivery and setup in your home. There is only one stop for fitness lovers this Boxing Week, and that's Fitness Depot.
When I buy a car, I'm also buying the dealership. For me, the team at Georgian represents integrity. I know from past experience that Georgian will take care of me and my car. Thanks, Tammy. I feel comfortable here.
Did you know if you buy any vehicle from Georgian and you lose your income within a year, you can return it?
Building trust and relationships with Barrie and area families for over 30 years.
I've recommended Georgian to my friends and family, and they're glad I did.
Hello everyone, I'm Jackie Crandall's beautiful night here at Barrie City Hall. We're live this evening, cold air pushing in from the Arctic. I'll let you know what that means for your weekday forecast coming up as your A News at 6 continues.
Being injured in an accident or a fall can be a life-changing event, made more difficult if you don't know your rights. Call the Presler Law Firm for a free consultation at 1-800-JUSTICE. And remember, you don't pay unless we recover money for you.
For great family fun, ski Snow Valley.
Check this out. This is Snow Valley's beginner area. Honestly, this is one of the best designed beginner areas. It's got easy-to-use handle-toe lifts. Plus, we've got a beautiful magic carpet lift right over here. Really, this is the perfect place to learn the first few turns, snowplow turns like this. A good way of stopping. Once you learn that, you're up one of these lifts, and before you know it, you'll be riding the chairlift.
For great family fun, ski Snow Valley, Barrie.
I was down in Vegas last summer with a couple of buddies. I was surprised to learn that these winnings were subject to a 30% withholding tax. One of my pals told me about Refund Management Services. I used their services and I got my refund. Call Refund Management Services today.
A little light snowfall tonight. Mother Nature providing a little bit of party ambiance for the big outdoor party that's setting the stage in downtown Barrie. Jackie Crandall's is there live now with your New Year's Eve forecast. Jackie?
And Lance, the party is certainly underway. Pony rides, face painting, and of course skating behind me. All set up for a very exciting evening this evening. Don't know if you can see my buddy here. It's a busy night here at City Hall. Let's have a look at some of our conditions at this hour, including our daytime high. It's at around the +2 mark, like good 3 or 4 degrees warmer than it normally is this time of year. So a great day to be outside. A mix of cloudy skies, some snow. We saw the sunshine a little bit. The wind right now out of the south, it's warm for now at 9 kilometers an hour. Our barometric pressure continues to fall. Humidity sitting at 90%. And sunrise, sunset for New Year's Day going to give us a grand total of 8 hours and 55 minutes of daylight. Let's have another look at our atmospheric composite. It's going to show us the moisture that's headed our way over the next 12 hours or so. And what you're seeing there on your screen are isolated flurries, scattered flurries in and out throughout the day for New Year's Day and for the overnight period as well. We do have a snow squall watch in effect, so that could be something to contend with as we head into the later part of tomorrow. First, a look at your overnight temperatures and conditions for Toronto, Toronto York region, not New York. -2 is our low overnight tonight, and cloudy skies. Again, those flurries will continue into tomorrow. The temperature jumping up to about the +1 mark under cloudy skies, and again flurries, snow squalls if they do make their way into our viewing area in the later part of the afternoon. Overnight tonight in Simcoe County, -3 is our low. Scattered flurries again taking us into New Year's Day. Our high for tomorrow going to be at the freezing mark, and again flurries and cloudy skies throughout the day. Not a whole lot of sunshine, but that's okay. We can deal with 0 as our high. Overnight tonight in Muskoka, we're going to see the temperature drop to about -3. It's about where we are right now. Scattered flurries, and into tomorrow, the conditions not changing a whole lot. The temperature, though, jumping to the -1 mark. Let's have a look now at our 5-day forecast.
The 5-day weather forecast is brought to you by Georgian Buick GMC.
Taking a look at Muskoka, where there are some light flurries at this hour as well, much like we're experiencing here in downtown Barrie. Let's have a look now at the next couple of days as we head back to work and school on Monday. Sunshine for that day, but before we get there, scattered flurries for Saturday and Sunday. The temperature dropping to -9. We've got some cold Arctic air to deal with over the next couple of days. Tuesday and Wednesday, scattered flurries, highs near -5. Your extended forecast now for York region, very similar conditions. Colder air moving in for Saturday and Sunday. We're going to see the onset of that tomorrow evening. Monday, a mix of sun and cloud. -7 as our high, -3 for our high, both Tuesday and Wednesday, and some scattered flurries. Your extended forecast, very similar for Muskoka, scattered flurries for Saturday. We'll see the sun for both Sunday and Monday, and dropping to -6 as our high for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, scattered flurries. Let's have a look now at the rest of the country to see what they're experiencing on this New Year's Eve day. Of course, starting out on the west coast, Vancouver, a high of 6 degrees, cloudy skies, and some sunshine in Calgary, -5, cold in Regina and in Winnipeg as we head to the central part of the country. Central Canada, -9 in Sudbury, 0 in Toronto under some flurries. Similar conditions for Ottawa, and as we head out to the east coast, fair conditions, +1 in St. John's, not too shabby at all. And of course, as we head north, things always cooling significantly, -13 in Iqaluit, Yellowknife, -30, -22 in Whitehorse. But sunny. Let's have a look now to see what our weather watchers have sent for us today. We always like to see pictures they bring us. Here's a look. Our first picture comes to us from Alexis. Alexis, another great chalk art picture, snowman, a big red scarf, sticks for arms. A great picture, Alexis. Thanks for sending that our way. Our next picture, it comes to us from Alex. Alex has sent a great picture in as well. A winter wonderland, a snowman with a big top hat, and it looks like some folks doing some tobogganing. Great picture, Alex. Thanks for sending that to us. Tobogganing, probably something you're going to want to do tomorrow. We're going to have great conditions, mild to start the day, cooler as we head into the later part of the day. Keep in mind snow squall activity if you're going to be on the road in the later part of the day. We're going to send it back now to the newsroom.
Thanks very much, Jackie. Well, weather, of course, was the big story for much of 2009. Who can forget the summer that wasn't and the winter that wasn't either until it really, really was a record setter? That's next on A News.
If your child can't sleep due to nasal congestion, here's a drug-free way to get relief. Try new Breathe Right nasal strips for kids, specially designed to fit kids' small noses. Breathe Right Kids are easily applied, removed, and comfortable to wear. The simple reflex action safely and gently opens your child's nasal passage for instant relief of congestion. And because they're drug-free, there's no need to worry. Help your child breathe better and sleep better. Look for Breathe Right Kids in the children's cough and cold aisle. Brand Power, helping you buy better.
Do you dream in chocolate? Then discover Lindor. From Lindt's master chocolatiers. When you break its shell, Lindor's lusciously smooth center starts to melt, gently caressing all your senses. Lindor from Lindt. Master chocolatiers since 1845.
It's the big one and it's back. TA's Boxing Week Blowout. Everything is marked down store-wide. Every major appliance, barbecue, and gas fireplace.
TA is your headquarters for fabulous Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Amana, Maytag, and Inglis appliances. Like this Inglis top-load laundry pair for only $5.98. Buy now, save now at TA.
TA's Boxing Week Blowout. It's the one sale everyone waits for.
TA Appliances, TA.
Okay, on that note, you guys are going to get going. You're driving? Yeah, and I'm fine.
Drinking and driving should never be the elephant in the room. Speak up. You could save a life. A message from the LCBO.
We'll carpool tomorrow.
My name is Gemma Rayburn-Baines, and I'm president of Playmass Montreal Cultural Association. Local TV matters to me because it is vital in getting the word out about our fundraising drives and community efforts. We depend on local television to give us a forum to express our ideas and issues. My name is Gemma Rayburn-Baines, and local TV matters to me.
Ontario drivers over 50 now get powerful price reductions and benefits. Guarantee a 2-year rate that saves you money. Pay monthly with no service fee or pay with your credit card. Call Buckley's Boomer Club for Ontario's best price. Best advice. 1-800-665-SAVE.
A News Ford Escapes. Provided by Douglas Ford Lincoln Barrie. Experience the Douglas difference.
Welcome back. We now continue our look back at the major stories of the year, and weather was certainly one of them. From a record number of tornadoes to that unforgettable wet, cold summer, the weather certainly has given people lots to talk about this year. Casey Colby recaps a year of what even Environment Canada calls weird weather.
The beginning of winter 2009 could be described in one word: white. But after shoveling a few times a day, the white wasn't exactly light, says Tony Johns.
It's like doing dishes. I start in the morning before I go to work, and I do it again when I come home.
Outstanding is how many described the skiing earlier this year. Muskoka broke all snowfall records with more than 240 centimeters of snow. Winter ice storms caused numerous blackouts, and in some cases, the cleanup from these storms had to wait until spring, when the snow melted away. But the cool temperatures stayed, which chased away summer tourism business at places like Wasaga Beach.
We've been out here like 12 hours a day in like plus 4-degree temperature, but you know, take the good with the bad.
In July, a rainfall record was set. 105 millimeters of rain fell in the Barrie area. The wet, cool start to summer put a damper on vacation plans for many. Dave Phillips of Environment Canada says because the jet stream stayed south, summer didn't want to come north.
It was just too much Canadian air, not enough, I guess, Obama air. I mean, if we could bring that warm air from the south, well, we would have been complaining about the heat, the haze, and humidity.
Summer weather finally arrived in August, as did a number of tornadoes across our region.
When the fence started shaking and rattling and everything was flying through the yard, then we decided to get the kids into the basement.
One positive about the summer of 2009 is that there were only 4 smog days. Autumn was warmer and sunnier than normal, and although the arrival of snow is later than usual, Dave Phillips says it will get here soon enough. And because of a warm pool of water in the South Pacific called El Nino, the coming winter may not be as severe as the last.
So we think that there will be more Pacific air than Arctic air, and that will tend to produce a milder than normal winter.
Casey Colby, A News.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we? The weather is always tough to predict, but we can say with confidence that thousands of people are getting ready to have a good time tonight. And straight ahead, we'll take you back to Barrie City Hall for a taste of the party that's getting started there. That's next on A News.
In Greek mythology, Icarus fell from the sky when he flew too close to the sun. For Steve Omishaw, the sky has no such bounds. For this proud Canadian, belief is a state of mind.
I believe I will be the best that I can be. This is my chance to write my name in history.
The Vancouver 2010 Olympic Winter Games are coming to CTV.
Do you believe?
Dr. Moore, sciatica is something I hear a lot about. What is it?
Sciatica refers to pressure on the nerves out coming from the low back, and that pain that comes from that pressure radiates right down one leg or both legs.
And Vax-D decompression can help?
Vax-D is designed to create a negative pressure on the disc, which often causes this type of sciatic pressure, and it is absolutely designed to help.
So I could be pain-free?
You absolutely could.
Vax-D, helping people get back to life.
Book your complimentary consultation now.
For great family fun, ski Snow Valley.
Check this out. This is Snow Valley's beginner area. Honestly, this is one of the best designed beginner areas. It's got easy to use handle toe lifts, Plus, we've got a beautiful magic carpet lift right over here. Really, this is the perfect place to learn the first few turns, snowplow turns like this. A good way of stopping. Once you learn that, you're up one of these lifts, and before you know it, you'll be riding the chairlift.
For great family fun, ski Snow Valley, Barrie.
My name is Owen, and this is my Grand Caravan. This is so Mom and Dad don't get lost. And we can't even go far without stopping. Yay! Slam dunk! Cool, huh? Yes! Dad said it's cool too. I never heard it say it to Mom.
The 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan, Canada's favorite minivan.
It's Boxing Week Madness at Fitness Depot. We have truckloads of brand name fitness equipment shipped in for 1 week only. Treadmills, elliptical cross trainers, exercise bikes, home gyms, and much, much more. Save up to hundreds of dollars on our special buys. But hurry in as quantities are limited. And when they're gone, they're gone. Talk to our expert staff about financing. And we can even arrange delivery and setup in your home. There is only one stop for fitness lovers this Boxing Week, and that's Fitness Depot.
I'm Joel Matlin, president of Alarm Force. Are you the child of an elderly parent who wants to live alone? Do you worry about them falling or having a medical emergency? Our Alarm Care product lets your parent live independently at home regardless of their medical history. There's no annual contract, free installation, and only $28 per month.
Call 1-800-267-2001. Alarm Force.
Alarm Force is listed on the TSX.
Hello! I'm Russell Oliver, and I buy your used jewelry. If you have gold rings, gold earrings, I'll give you cash. If you have diamonds, bring them to me. I'll give you cash. I love gold. Bring me your old gold, and I'll give you cash. Because
I'm the cash man. I'll give you money for your gold, oh yeah. Yes, I'm the cash man. I'll give you money for your gold.
What a picture. A crowd gathering in front of the stage in downtown Barrie. That's Collier Street, closed off now and getting ready for a big party as thousands are eager to ring in the new year. Actually, there are two parties in downtown Barrie tonight. The first one getting underway literally in minutes, and Jackie Crambles is there live. Jackie?
Lance, tons of people have gathered already, lots of little ones taking part in all the fun things to do to ring in the new year. At 7 o'clock, David and Judy are going to be taking the stage, kid entertainers, and then at 7:45 they've got fireworks for all the little ones, and again another set of fireworks at midnight. Thornley takes the stage at 10 o'clock, so a big event happening here downtown Barrie. Keep in mind all those road closures if you're coming down. You don't need to dress too warmly because the conditions are really, really nice. Lots of stuff to do, so overall a really fun night for the whole family. And joining me now, we've got Andrew and Kylie. They're here taking in all the fun. Andrew, you were telling me that you only moved to Barrie a year ago, so this is a sort of a new event for you. Tell me what you think about the city putting this on every year.
Yeah, this is our second year here. I'm with the Forces, so we got posted here 2 years ago. And yeah, this is our second winter here. We froze our bums off coming last year, and it's really nice to have the snow actually coming down and not being minus 15, 20 to come out and have a good skate.
It's fun for the whole family to be here as well, right?
Yeah, my youngest daughter is here too, but she's a little camera shy, so she's out skating now. So.
Kylie, certainly you're not camera shy. Tell me what you're looking forward to doing the most this evening as you ring in 2010.
I'm looking most forward to going skating.
You've been doing some of that already, haven't you?
Yep.
What else do you plan to do? They've got rides and ponies over there?
I plan to go on some of the rides.
They look like a lot of fun. You can smell all the good food too. Have you eaten dinner yet?
Yes.
You have. Well, you gotta get some cotton candy or some popcorn or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Lots of fun. So, Andrew, I know that this is only your second year, but again, what do you think about the fact that the city puts on something this big for everyone every single year? Are you going to make it a tradition?
Oh, this is awesome. We'll come every year. I mean, we live in Angus, but we'll come in every year to do this. We came from a small town before, and just to see this coming from a city like Barrie is amazing.
Plan to make it a bit of a tradition?
I think so. Play some road hockey during the day and then come in and have a skate at night, eh?
What are your plans for New Year's Day then?
We're heading down to Richmond Hill to the girlfriend's house and do some more skating.
And Kylie, let's hear your best countdown to 2010.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Wonderfully done. Thank you so much for talking to us, guys. A countdown everyone's going to be doing this evening as we bring in a new century, that's for sure. We're going to send it back to the newsroom now.
Kylie could get a job downstairs in our control room counting backwards so well. Straight ahead, Canada's juniors have a job ahead of them before they pop any corks. Here's Mark Rowe.
Yes, Lance, finally, after blowing out the competition so far, Team Canada will finally face a tough test tonight, and there's one thing they'll have to improve this time around against the U.S. And ringing in the new year with the best from the past 7 days, a holiday edition of the Plays of the Week is next in sports. You're watching A News.
New Maple Leaf Prime Gourmet. Fresh chicken and pork entrees ready to cook in your oven. Like bacon-wrapped prime chicken. Stuffed with rich cheese and made with the most delicious... You're not even listening to me, are you? You're looking at that chicken. I could say anything right now. Succulent. Savory. Shooby-dooby-doo. Maple Leaf Prime Gourmet. It tastes that good.
We don't want any garbage here.
There is a pony in the air.
People are focused on what they're supposed to be doing, driving and not talking.
They're going to be high risk.
An A News special, The Year in Review 2009, Friday, January 1st.
Ontario drivers over 50 now get powerful price reductions and benefits. Guarantee a 2-year rate that saves you money. Pay monthly with no service fee or pay with your credit card. Call Buckley's Boomer Club for Ontario's best price. Best advice. 1-800-665-SAVE.
It's all happening at Blue Mountain. Watch A News for an inside look at the Ski Cross Grand Prix.
If you're a driver over 50 and insured by one of these companies and many others, you are probably paying too much. Join your neighbors and switch to Ontario's proven money-saving auto insurer, Buckley's Boomer Club, 1-800-665-7283.
This program is brought to you by CTVOlympics.ca. Canada's most comprehensive Olympic site, featuring exclusive video and the latest news on Vancouver 2010.
Welcome back. Well, much of the world is focusing on the clock striking 12. The Barrie Colts are focused on the number 23. Tonight, they welcome the Owen Sound Attack to the Barrie Molson Centre, where the Colts hope to continue their march towards setting a new junior hockey record. And as Brandon Fitzgibbon tells us, their winning streak is becoming the hottest topic in Simcoe County.
Brandon Oiko and his pals spent most of the day playing shinny, but tonight they'll be cheering on the Barrie Colts as they go for 23 wins in a row.
The highest I've ever had was like 10, and that's like over like a long season. So to go 23 at such like a high caliber level is pretty impressive. Yeah.
The Colts are just 3 wins away from tying the record for the longest winning streak in Canadian Junior Hockey League history, but Brandon Armstrong thinks the record won't come easily.
Like teams like Owen Sound tonight, they're gonna be coming after the Barrie Colts now that they're on obviously a big win streak. All the teams are going to want to beat them now.
As the Colts get ready for tonight's game, they know the Attack is a team that's given them trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Owen Sound's been one of the teams that's beaten us this year, and we know what we got to do to beat them because we have a few times.
They're one of these hard-working teams. They got a goalie that can win a game for them, and you know, we need to play our best, especially when we're missing some bodies.
And although the Colts are keeping the streak in perspective, they also know the team is on the verge of making history.
We know that we want this. We all want to win and get the record.
The puck will drop here at the Barrie Molson Centre in less than an hour. The Colts will be without captain Stefan Delarovere and forward Alexander Burmistrov, who are competing at the World Junior Championships in Saskatoon. But the Colts have won 4 games without Delarovere and 2 without Burmistrov. In Barrie, Brandon Fitzgibbon, A News.
So who needs cover charges and overpriced champagne? You have the Colts going for a 23rd straight win, while in Saskatoon, it's a marquee matchup of the World Juniors between Canada and the U.S., who both come in with 3-0 records, and they'll face off for a spot in the semifinals. And while this is the most hyped game of the tournament for the Canadians, they know they can't take costly penalties like they did last year against the U.S.
We're not really running around this year. We're not doing anything dumb, and we're just trying to play a hard-nosed Canadian type of game. And if we do that against U.S., hopefully we can get the win.
You know, scrums ensue and things like that, and players have words, but it's important we don't take any stupid penalties because against these guys they got a pretty lethal power play.
So it's Canada versus the U.S. tonight at 7:30, and we'll have all the highlights on A News at 11. Last night in the National Hockey League, Leafs facing former coach Pat Quinn and the Oilers, and this will have the big Irishman smiling. Gilbert Brûlé buries his 10th goal of the season, a goal Vesa Toskala doesn't want to relive. Off to the second, Edmonton with the man advantage. Patrick O'Sullivan's pass goes off Ian White and in. The Oilers snap a 7-game losing streak, winning 3-1. The Leafs face Calgary on Saturday. A snowy day in Boston was a welcome sight for the Bruins and Flyers, who went through their final practice before tomorrow's outdoor game. While there was some concern regarding the warm weather this week, the forecast has slightly improved with cooler temperatures, and a mix of rain and snow is expected for Friday. This will be the 3rd year in a row the NHL has held a game outdoors. So the holidays were pretty good of many sports figures. Well, it's those making a certain Olympic team yesterday, or Canadian Jason Bay signing a $66 million contract. However, for one mascot, it was a pretty painful holiday. Rocky the Mountain Lion, we hope 2010 treats you better. Here's the latest edition of the Plays of the Week.
The Plays of the Week, brought to you by Garner's Source for Sports. Hockey, it's our game.
Vatanen, one-on-one, he's in there, Vatanen scores! Down in front, Brendan Morrison, score! That is one great set of hands from Brendan Morrison.
And here comes McDonald, trying to cut to the slot. He walks right in, McDonald shoots, he scores!
Holy jumping! That's good stuff.
And the Stars have come out to shine tonight.
Cut through. They go to Barrett. He'll turn and shoot for the win. Oh! Bingo!
The finale. Crescendo.
Oh, that's great hockey. That's just nice.
Oh, it's good.
Wow.
Williams into the front court. Alley-oop it. Oh! Ronnie Brewer! Flying high like Superman!
Fans and 8 assists.
Holmes!
Crescendo.
Yep, not even going to go there. A couple matinees in the OHL today. Brampton beat Mississauga 4-1, while Windsor continues to get the job done without all their stars as they beat Saginaw 4-3. That's it for sports. Lance?
Thank you, Mark. One final check of the gas prices of 2009. We'll see what Dan McTague says we're going to be paying tomorrow, the first day of 2010. Up by almost half a cent for a liter of regular to 98.7 at most GTA stations, about 3 cents cheaper around much of Simcoe County. New at 11 tonight, can the Barrie Colts make it 23 this New Year's Eve? And we'll take you to the downtown Barrie countdown, where the party's getting started right now. Have a look. Thanks for watching. Good night.